Today, hundreds of thousands more Washingtonians are eligible to get a vaccine.
So the state is opening up the 1B Tier 2. The tier includes public transit and grocery store workers, people 16 and older and are pregnant, people who work in agriculture and food processing jobs, as well as all remaining first responders who haven't gotten their shot yet. The new tier allows 740,000 more people to get a shot in the state, which means vaccination sites are expected to be even busier and appointments will be booked up fast. But one group in particular not happy about being left out of that vaccination schedule there. Q13's Brandy Cruz joining us live here. The restaurant industry, Brandy, asking the governor to include them with these other essential workers, especially as they're opening up right now.
Yeah, and I think that's the big thing is they get this great news that capacity is going to be at 50%. It allows a lot of restaurants, one, to reopen if they had decided to close at the lower capacity, but two, to even bring people back to work. And so you're going to have just overall more people, more customers in restaurants, and also more employees as well. And so thousands of people in the restaurant industry have signed on to a petition that went to Governor Jay Inslee saying, please move us up on the list. The petition read in part, people who prepare and serve your food should be on the same vaccination schedule as the people who package and sell it. And so I want to give you sort of an interesting comparison about why there's some frustration here about grocery store workers or people who manufacture food and being included in this vaccination tier, but not the actual restaurant workers. So to illustrate that, I want to go to the Ivers production facility up in Mukilteo. There it is. So if you like your, Ivers clam chowder, this is where they make it. So it happens here at the production facility. And as we went in there this week, you can see, they're working kind of in close quarters for some of them, but they've got a lot of protection gear on. So those workers there who are making the food at the production facility, they are now eligible starting today for a COVID vaccine. But do you know who's not eligible? If you go to Ivers restaurant, these people here, the people who are preparing your food on the restaurant side of things, the waitresses and waiters and servers who are going out and bringing it to your table, they still are not eligible for the vaccine. The president of Ivers thinks that doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
Now, the chowder production plant where we are right here, people work very close together within feet of each other, but they don't have customer contact. So it feels inconsistent to us that people with high exposure in restaurants can't get vaccinated, but people with less exposure in food plants can.
Yeah, and it's an interesting, when you look at it that way, I guess, comparison. And you also saw, and what I think that illustrates is, all the PPE they're wearing at that production facility to protect themselves. And then you flip over and you look on the restaurant side, and, they've got a mask and, of course, gloves on, but they are having that more frequent contact with customers who are coming in. And so it's just one example of, there's a lot of groups who feel left out. Like we all, Liz, you feel left out. We feel a little bit left out in the media, not that we're going to make a big deal out of it. But especially as you have these restaurant workers coming back in, they're hoping the governor will maybe reconsider and start to allow them to qualify for vaccines.
Right. Not necessarily left out. I do want to be a cheerleader for the people who are getting their vaccines. I'm excited for them.
Yeah,
I also cannot wait to finally have that moment. You know? But
for sure.
I guess I do understand the whole restaurant thing. When you walk in, people are sitting at tables without masks on, and these restaurant workers are encountering people without masks. Not a whole lot of other people are dealing with that in some industries.
Yeah, and so it's interesting when you actually see it kind of spelled out for you in that way. But on the same token, I guess in defense of the governor a little bit, there's a lot of groups who have sort of petitioned the governor to be moved up. We saw what happened with teachers. Now, eventually teachers did get their way, and I think a lot of that came from pressure from the president. But, you do have groups who are asking, like, well, what about us? And as you had pointed out earlier, with this massive expansion with hundreds of thousands of additional Washingtonians eligible today, there are going to be waits. You might be eligible, but that might not mean that you can get access to a vaccine right away.
Yeah, it's going to get a little tough. Brandy, appreciate it. Thank you.